This podcast is sponsored by Capital Blue Cross. For more than 80 years, Capital Blue Cross has offered products and services that provide peace of mind and promote good health.
For every age and stage of life, Capital Blue Cross is here for you. For more information, go to capitalbluecross.com. September is Suicide Prevention Month.
And we are trying to raise awareness, and this is Chick to Chick.
Laura, I feel like today's kids and young adults are forced with so many things to deal with. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of depression. I mean, they're just getting this influence of social media and things that they're seeing online and bullying in schools and cyberbullying. It is so much for kids to be able to handle. And unfortunately, they're dealing with it in a way that is unimaginable for parents, and that is by suicide.
Yeah, it's a really hard topic to talk about. And as you mentioned, September is Suicide Prevention Month. And we wanted to raise awareness because this isn't just a small problem. This is a huge problem. It is the second leading cause of death of young people from teenage to mid-20s. The second leading cause of death of young people because they are bombarded with all of these things. And I know it is so difficult to deal with all of these things. And sometimes they feel like suicide is the only answer, and it's not. No. It's absolutely not. And we want to raise awareness. We want to shed some light on this growing problem, which brings us to our guest today, Jackie Bieber. Jackie, thank you so much for joining us, Jackie.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Jackie, this is tough for you to talk about. We appreciate you being open and honest with us. Your daughter took her own life. Can you tell us what happened?
Yes, my daughter, Shawns Law, was 25 years old, and she took her life on May 22nd, 2019, with the help of a suicide-assisted website that encouraged her, aided her, gave her step-by-step instructions, and pretty much she was live blogging with them as she was doing it, and they encouraged her to the end, even as she told them she was terrified, with me in the next room.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what you just said. My heart aches for you and your family. I am so profoundly sorry that you have to tell this story. You say your daughter was on a website. I had no idea to the depth of which a website can walk a person through ending their life. My question would be, did you have any inkling at all? I'm tripped up in my words because this is such a hard thing to talk about, but did you have anything at all that would give you any sort of understanding that this could be something your daughter was looking to do?
No, not at all. I saw her that morning, and I didn't even know. Like I said, I was working in the next room. And when she went into her room and did it, I had no idea what I was going to walk into hours later. She laid in her room for hours until I found her. And I didn't know how she had died because I didn't find any indication of self-harm. The way that this website had taught her to do it was a concoction. It was a poison. So I didn't know. I didn't find any blood. I didn't see anything. I didn't know if she died of a heart attack. I didn't know if she had an aneurysm. I had no clue at all. And so I tried CPR. I called 911, and even the paramedics didn't know. The coroner didn't know. They were going to do an autopsy until they found in her room the substance was found with a cup of the mixture in the solution. And then we looked at her phone. And I can't even tell you the feeling I got when I looked at that phone and saw, I'll never forget the feeling. It's something that I feel like I'm in a horror movie still to this day, living with this. Because not only am I I lost my daughter, but I lost her to suicide, and with people helping her. And it's just evil, just feels evil. It was a very soul crushing feeling.
Evil is a good way to describe this. That is just pure evil. And I don't even want to know what the substances were. Let's not even talk about that to give any other child out there any ideas. Jackie, was your daughter struggling with any issues?
Yes, she was struggling with anxiety and depression since her teens, pretty much. And it was a battle, for years. And she was seeing psychiatrists and doctors, and she was taking medications to help. And, there were good days, there were bad days. And, this website wasn't hard to find. All you had to do is Google how to kill yourself. Kids can easily find it. And that's the saddest part. And that's how she had found it, I'm sure. And this website, not only, when you Google it and it comes up, it entices you to come in by putting parts of conversations in it to want people to come into it. And never in a million years would I've ever thought that this was something that existed out there. But my daughter never had a chance once she found this. I mean, these people heavily encourage. They call themselves pro-choice. They are not. That's
a heck of a way to describe a website that teaches you how to kill yourself, pro-choice. That's kind of crazy. We're both over here feeling your pain. We're both moms, and we're both feeling your pain.
Absolutely.
And we're both heartbroken for you. And you are now fighting to get Shawns Law passed. What does Shawns Law say, and what's the intent of it?
Shawns Law, basically, because it's a crime to aid in suicide. It is. I believe the current penalty for causing or aiding suicide, it's a second-degree felony punishable with up to 10 years in prison and a $25,000 fine, or a second-degree misdemeanor punishable with up to 2 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. Or it could be a slap on the wrist. But this would, change it. It's enhancing it by increasing the penalties, pretty much telling, these predators, leave our kids alone. We are not going to tolerate this, predatory behavior. It's murder. It's murder. When you're luring kids into conversations to want to kill themselves, because that's what they're doing, they boast about the number of children on the site. They say that there are 9-year-olds on the site. I mean, our kids are heavily relying on technology more than ever. And, like Carrie was saying, we have, the cyberbullying and just the mental health crisis in our country right now. Our kids are really in a vulnerable place, and we certainly don't need websites like this to exist. And we need our lawmakers to step up and shut these down and prosecute these people for helping, our children die.
It is absolutely awful that you've had to go through this. But I want to tell you, Jackie, that I think that what you're doing is you're being a mom to millions in what you're doing. And thank you. And it is so terrible that you have lost your beautiful daughter, Shawn. But I have to believe in my heart that she is looking at you as this incredible vessel providing hope to so many that things can change.
I don't want anyone to feel that death is the answer. And I just never want anyone to feel like she did that day,
I can't imagine what you went through. I can't imagine your heartache now. I can't imagine finding your daughter in that situation. I just cannot imagine it. Finally, if you have one message that you want to send to parents, what do you want parents to know?
Please watch your children. If you notice any change in them, the isolation, the depression, get them help. And definitely watch what they're doing. Watch what they're doing online. These predators are everywhere, everywhere. Put parental controls on everything.
Jackie, thank you so much for joining
you.
us. Thank you for sharing your story, and both of us, we're very sorry for you. Yes. I don't know what else to say other than we're deeply sorry for your loss.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. I just cannot believe that there are websites like this. I can't believe they're online. I can't believe kids can access them. I can't believe they exist. And I don't know why we just can't shut them down.
Because there's something for everything. It doesn't matter what it is, good and bad and everything else. And I think what we really need to start focusing on is we need to connect with our kids, even deeper than we thought we were, to see what is going on. She knew her daughter was having issues. And at 25, I can imagine you don't want to go look and see what your daughter is doing, on a website or whatever. But you know what? I do agree with what she is doing, because this has to stop, and the only way it's going to happen is if we take action with a big way. And I applaud her. This has to stop.
Yeah, it has to stop, and this is, I'm sure, very difficult for her, but she's fighting the fight for her daughter.
We appreciate you listening today and being with us. We do hope you will come back when we are chirping about another topic.